doing? I be in the break room. I be in the break room. Bet I'm in the break room. What you doing? Like, what we doing? I be in the break room. I be in the break room.
Big Bink's Break Room Podcast. This is the fastest growing podcast, and we invite you to join the discussions with us. Look, it ain't no rules in the break room. This is where you let your feelings be known and your thoughts be heard. Think about it. At the job, in the break room, that's where everybody let loose, kick it, and be themselves. So that's what we want you to do. Let loose, kick it, be you in the break room. This is our platform to help move the culture forward together with our knowledge, experiences, which can influence and strategize to make a difference. But sometimes that require a little ratchetness, a little arguing, and being open-minded. Spread the word about Big Bink's Break Room Podcast. Follow us on all social media. Let loose, kick it, be you, and let's hop into today's show. This is Big Bink's Break Room Podcast. Man, hold up. On a what's today? On a Tuesday. Hope you're enjoying your day. What up? I'm Big Bink. Welcome to Big Bink's Break Room Podcast, where we help push the culture forward with your thoughts and our stories, and we put it together, and boom, we come up with solutions. It's been a crazy day today. I don't know if you've been watching the news with the continued effort to vaccinate Americans here in this country from COVID-19. It's probably a little bit under 20% that's vaccinated so far, but some states are getting ahead of themselves, in my opinion, and they are opening themselves up for business. So on the show today, we're going to talk about that. But before that, we got a special guest, and I got to bring up our special guest, Action and Shawnee. Turn up for them one time. Break Room official. What's up, y'all?
Hey. How are you?
Man, I'm all good. Good.
Yeah. Another day. Interesting things are happening in the world.
Yeah, it's been a crazy Tuesday, like you said. It's one of them days where it's just weird.
Man, y'all up on this March 4th thing?
What happens March 4th?
Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. Let's bring up our guest.
Okay.
Good
evening, Miss Kathy.
What's up, Kathy?
Where's she at?
Miss Kathy, that's not our guest. Miss Shirley is our guest.
Oh,
Shirley
you talking
Caldwell
about
Kathy? Kathy is here. Yeah.
Kathy, how you doing?
Yeah, Kwee is in the house too. Kwee, say what's up?
I told you I had a girlfriend named Kwee in 5th grade.
Yeah.
She was sanctified. Yeah. She couldn't wear pants though.
Thank you.
She wore dresses all the time. Her name was Romola Hazard. Man, she was fine too. What happened to her?
How did Kwee come out of Romola?
Romola Hazard. That was a little nickname, Kwee.
Kwee.
Yeah,
how did she get that nickname?
Yeah, I don't get that
equation. Something.
Oh, okay.
It was some Kwee going on somewhere.
Oh,
and,
okay.
You know us. We make a name out of anything.
But yeah, on the show tonight we have Shirley Caldwell Ross. She is a loan officer, and coming up this weekend, she is offering a free workshop, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on Zoom. Listen, you are more than your credit, and all you have to do to register is go to their Facebook page, More Than My Credit Score, and you can get registered there. And without further ado, we will bring Miss Caldwell Ross up. How you doing again today?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
What's up, Carla?
Second time.
Yes. I caught the show this morning with Mel's. It was good.
Cool. Yes. You're doing double duty.
Yeah. Great job this morning.
Well, you and a couple of friends or a couple of your colleagues have decided to get together and do this workshop. You are more than your credit. Can you tell us what is you or more than your credit, and why did you guys decide to do this?
Well, Rod C. of Wallach and Volk came up with this idea, and they did it last quarter, and I wasn't a part of that, but he invited me this quarter. And basically the premise is just to inform the public that you are more than your credit. And so many people make money, they just can't get into a home because they don't understand the game of credit. So that's our goal, is to teach it to them.
Yeah, now this morning you gave us an interesting definition of what credit is. Can you share that with our nighttime audience?
Yeah, so credit is basically the paper trail that you create with your transactions. So if you use cash, that's not traceable. So a lender want to look at what you look like on paper, and to do that, you got to have credit.
And that's necessary to make, because I learned a lot earlier today. Because my thought was, why do I need a credit card if I could just pay for it? What's the point of paying for it with this plastic if I have to turn around and use my cash to pay the credit card anyway? Why not just pay it with the cash or my checking account?
Because the cash doesn't create a paper trail, and the lender can't determine your credit worthiness if they don't have anything to base it on. So your paper trail that you create helps the lender determine how credit worthy you are. Because if you're not paying your $25 minimum payment on a Best Buy card, why do they think you're going to make your payment on a $250,000 house?
Yeah, exactly.
So you got to show that you are worthy of this. This is the largest purchase in most people's lives. So credit is a cornerstone to make this happen.
So it doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank. Like if you have, somebody has money that's been there, like, so overnight that 500,000 didn't show up. It's been there. Mm-hmm. That doesn't help you if you have a low credit score.
Well, it helps with your down payment. It helps with having the assets to close that file. But there are 4 requirements that you have to meet: credit score, income, debt to income, and assets. You can't have one and not the others. You got to have all 4.
And well, let's talk about that. So if I have the income, but my income to debt ratio is high, that one thing, and I have all the other 3, that'll knock me out of being able to get a house, to get home.
Yes, absolutely. You gotta meet all 4. So then the goal is, if you got cash, then let's figure out what we can do to reduce the DTI. So we're either going to increase your income or decrease your debt or decrease the cost of the house that you're looking for. So if you got the money, let's pay off some debt.
Debt, yeah. Pay those debts down with that cash you got.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. All right. Well, go ahead.
I was just reading that question online there.
Oh yeah, Sequisa she's saying, is it true that being late on one card gives all your cards the ability to raise your interest rate?
I can't answer that question. I'm not a credit repair specialist, so I don't know. I just do know that if you are late paying that particular card, they can increase that interest rate and that rate stays there. So if you start off at, let's say, 17% and you're late, they can go to 29%, and that's where it's going to stay.
Okay. Now, as a loan officer, let's go through the process of what we need to do, because as we saw this morning, I threw you in the credit repair lady box.
Right.
And that's not your box.
That's not my box.
So step 1, I want to buy a home. I'm sitting at the house and I'm sitting in my apartment, and you know what? I want to buy a house. What's the first thing that I need to do?
Talk to a lender, because we are the ones that determine how much of a home you can qualify for. Most people go to the realtor first and say, hey, I want a house. And then that realtor then sends the client to a lender to determine how much that client can qualify for, because a realtor really doesn't want to spend their wheels taking them to see homes that A, they may not qualify for, and B, may be outside of reality for them.
Okay. And then once we do that, so we get to you, we come to you first.
Right. So then I typically will have a consultation, because I want to know what your situation is. So I have a consultation, I get an application, I pull credit, I do my assessment, and then from there we create a path to home ownership. And your path may take 3 weeks, it may take 3 months, it may take 3 years. It just depends on your particular situation. And then go ahead.
And while we're going through that process, what is my responsibility to you?
To commit to doing the work I tell you to do.
Get your credit straight.
What happens?
Get everything right.
So what happens is once we create that path to home ownership, let's say we have to increase your scores. I can go through and do a simulator and tell you, you may need to pay down some debts. You may need to pay off some debts. You may need to get a secured credit card. You may need to, I'm not going to say dispute some things, but it just depends on what the situation, because we don't want any disputes on the credit report. But if some of those items aren't yours, then you need to take care of that.
Yeah.
So basically I assign you homework to do, and your job is to do the homework.
Just get it done. Just get it done. Now, what can we expect Saturday at the workshop, the free workshop that you guys are offering?
Oh, this is so exciting. There are a panel of 5 loan officers, and we're all going to be talking about different things. And so when they register, they get to select 2 of those 5. It's going to be 2 sessions. So in total, they'll get a chance to listen to 2 people. So 1 in each session.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So at 10 o'clock when they come on, it's not a panel discussion. Is you have to pick a room to go to? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Now, early on, it would be a panel discussion, but then after that, we'll have the breakout sessions, so that then you get to choose which of the rooms you want to go to. Okay.
Do you have the titles of the rooms?
I do have the titles of the room, but I don't have it handy. So give me just a minute.
You got a minute, girl. You got a minute.
I'm not ready. Hold on.
You got a minute to get your credit straight.
But in the meantime, if you're interested in learning what steps you can take to get to home ownership, make sure that you sign up for the free workshop they're having this Saturday on Zoom. All you have to do to register is go to More Than My Credit Score on Facebook, or they also have a website that you can check out, which is www.morethanmycreditscore.com for more details. Today we have Miss Shirley Caldwell Ross on with us, and she's a loan officer out of Fort Worth, right?
Yes. Well, yes, I'm based out of Fort Worth. Yes.
Okay. I can't remember the name of the company that you work
with. Mortgage, and my office is in South Lake, but we're all nowadays.
Ooh, South Lake.
Yeah, South Lake.
Yeah, okay. I hear you. That's good. Hey, real quick though, can before we leave out here, I want you, if you can, please explain the importance of owning a home and how that helps you out with not only current wealth but generational wealth to start building up just your whole setup for the rest of your life, because people don't realize how important it is to own a home.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Home ownership is the foundation of financial legacy for your home, for your family, as far as I'm concerned. And having that home that can be passed down is so important. And just understanding that if you've never lived in a home, a lot of people just don't understand the value of having a home, but you're building equity as well. And individuals that bought houses 2 years ago are now able to sell for $50,000, $60,000 more. Where can you get $30,000, $60,000 in equity in 2 years?
Yeah,
it's just unheard of. And not that it happens all the time, but it's just an investment. It's an appreciating investment. Yeah. Cars are depreciating investments, and we invest more in cars than we do in homes. And there's also NARAB has a program called HouseThenTheCar.com, which teaches you how to get that house before you get that car, or the importance of doing so. Because once you get that car, a lot of times that payment knocks you out of being eligible for a mortgage.
Yeah.
And that goes to Kathy's question. She asked, why do they always say don't make any big purchases before you close on a home? Don't they know we want to get a jump start on buying furniture? I know that's right, Kathy. I want to pick my stuff out now.
Absolutely. However, if we pre-approve you based on your credit report as it is, and then that credit report changes, that could change your approval. So I'm basing it on what debt you have. If you add additional debt, then you may put yourself in a position where you do not qualify.
Oh, so just wait till you close.
Yeah.
Yes. And we had files that didn't close because someone made a purchase right before closing. So please don't do that.
Bad move.
Bad move. And like I was saying earlier today, paying off a debt in some cases can cause your score to drop. So talk to your lender because they do this day in and day out and they know what will work. And in some cases, it can hurt you. So we can't just tell you across the board, but we need to look at your file to tell you that.
All right.
What about, okay, so I'll say, you know what, I don't have the research, so I don't want to say the wrong number, but let's talk about student loans.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody got freaking student loans. I don't know what that number is, that percentage, but I have student loans, and that's been a blemish on my credit for years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's the same. How much emphasis is put on student loans when you're going through the review process, knowing that it's almost like at least 80% of the people you talk to gonna have some type of student loans?
Yes, it just depends on what their status is on the credit report. Is that student loan in good standing? Is that student loan in deferment? Is that student loan in default? It just depends on what the status is. So if it's in default, that needs to be corrected. You're not moving forward without that being corrected. But the student loan companies have ways for you to bring that current. It'll take a little time, but there are ways for you to bring that current.
Well, why do you think African-American home ownership is so low? I think it's at 43, 44% right now. That's probably the lowest that it's ever. No, wait, in 2016 it was 41%. But why do you think? I know it's not 50% now, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay, so why do you think home ownership among African Americans is so low?
Education. That's my belief. I just don't believe people are educated enough to know that they don't have to take a no from a big bank. Just because you're not ready now, don't mean we can't take the steps to get you to ready in a few months or a few years. It depends on how bad you want that home and how much you're willing to sacrifice to make it happen. If you're trying to get a home, you can't continue to spend like you're spending. Now, COVID has helped a lot of people because we can't go out shopping and eating like we used to. So people have money. So the housing market is booming because they're sitting on money and they didn't buy last year because they were scared. Now things are opening up. The market is hot. We're getting 20, 30 offers per house. So you have to go in there and you have to go in having your file pretty much credit approved just to even get your offer looked at. So if you want to make the largest purchase of your life, start now, figure out where you are, and then let's create a path to get there. And it's not going to happen overnight if you haven't been taking the steps to put yourself in a position so that you can buy a home. It's not going to happen overnight. Oh, one thing that I want to say, one of the biggest things I see that individuals, when they go buy a car, they go to the car lot. The car dealer asks them how much they want to pay. That dealer is now calling 15, 20 different places to see if they can get them approved to get that lowest rate to make them fit in that box so they can sell them the highest price vehicle, but then stay within that range that they want. Now they've got ding, 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 ding on their credit report. And that takes time. You can't just wipe that away. It takes time for that to go away. So go to your credit union, go to your bank, get your pre-approval first. Take that letter with you to your car shopping experience and say, hey, I'm already pre-approved. This is what I want to spend. And don't let them pull your credit.
And one more question. I'm sorry, y'all. Are loan officers like yourself, are you on deck if people are thinking about refinancing? Do we come see you for that too?
Absolutely. Yes. Now we are really coming out of a refi boom. We've started that probably right as COVID hit. And now the rates are creeping back up, but we still have people that are paying 5, 6, 7, 8%. And right now we can get them, 3.25%. So it may not be, if you have a 4%, it may not be ideal for me to refinance you to 3.25. But if you're at a 5%, absolutely, let's talk.
But there are stipulations when it's time to refinance. Like you gotta, and I'm just because I just bought a house.
Congratulations.
Thank you. In 19, the beginning of 19, into 18, and I was getting inundated with all these envelopes in the mail about refinancing, and I'm like, we gonna close the costs, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. But then when you call them, they're like, yeah, you got to be current on your rent. Not saying that I ain't current, but there it's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I didn't know that wasn't on that little piece of paper. But then when you call, it's kind of like it's a catch.
It's the fine print. Absolutely. It's that
fine print.
It's that dangle the carrot, get you to call in, and then tell you all the things. Of course, and I can't put it all out there anyway because everybody's situation is different. But yes, absolutely. Everyone's out after your business.
Yeah. What I hate about it too is like when they start selling your loan and doing all this other craziness.
Oh yeah.
You don't know like our loan got sold like before now, but it was sold like we had to figure out who had the loan on the house. We were like, we didn't even know.
Mine got sold in a month. A month later, somebody else was like, "Yeah, we own AmeriHome. We got your loan from Angel Oak and XYZ and blah." I'm like, "What?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of times, if as a broker I sell a product that's not my core product, so it's not my loan to begin with. So you will close with me, and it will get sold to whoever that loan belongs to. But servicing is another whole side of the industry, and that's why your loan gets sold.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, if you're just tuning in, this is Big Bink's Break Room Podcast, and today we have special guest Shirley Caldwell Ross. This Saturday, she is offering a free Zoom workshop. You are not your credit. That's the name of it, and she's going to give you all the jewels you need to get the credit where it needs to be, so you can purchase a house. Will you guys have information about refis as well?
Not on this call, no.
Okay.
Strictly about credit.
Strictly about credit. If you want to register, go to their Facebook page at More Than My Credit Score. More Than My Credit Score. You can register there for free, or you can visit the website at morethanmycredit.com. www.morethanmycreditscore.com. All right. Well, thank you, Shirley. It was a pleasure seeing you again. You look so pretty tonight.
Thank you. I just want to say one thing. I want you guys to remember that a lender is as important to you as a financial advisor. So get a lender, stay with them, especially if they're a good one.
Yeah, and you guys can get with Shirley, because listen, Shirley will text me at 2:00 in the morning and say, Did you get that email I sent you?
Yeah. Shirley like a grinder. I need your information.
I will give you her number. Yes, she's gonna get it done.
Did you give your social media? Did you give your social media and stuff out, Shirley? If you did,
I'm at www.shirleyhomeloans.com. Shirleyhomeloans.com. That's my website.
Oh, nice.
That's the best way to reach me.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we definitely gotta talk, because I need a good person on my team always.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you, and enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
All right, bye. Okay, thank you.
Bye.
That's some good information.
Yeah, man. Home ownership is power. Y'all better know that out there. Home ownership is power.
Yeah, I was doing some research, and like I say, it's like 40-something% like of African Americans own homes. In the 70s, it was higher. I think in the 60s. I think in the 70s and 80s, it was at its peak. But now it's the lowest since 2012.
Yeah.
And, it's yeah. I from all the traveling I've done in my career, I wish I could have set myself up to have bought all the homes I lived in, especially the 3 that I lived here when I moved back to Dallas. But yeah, definitely owning a home can help you in the long run with the equity that you build in your home. I had to get educated on that. So I'm glad she came on and blessed us with those gems and that information.
Oh yeah, man, it's crazy because like the first home I remember my parents owning, like the first nice home my parents owned when I was a kid, my dad got on a VA loan, and the house was like maybe it was in California. It was like maybe less than $200,000. That same home now, my auntie owns is worth like $4 million.
Man, hold up. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Yeah, the same home. I mean, the same home that I grew up in California, right now, in the same block, everything, just because of housing prices and everything, and just the way it's going up. But it's worth like $4 million right now.
Wow.
So it's crazy how you could that right there again is generational wealth. Because if she decides to sell that home, her whole family, kids are set up. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, again, home ownership is so important. Can't even stress that enough.
Yeah, no doubt.
I tell you what, I can't stress enough. What happened today in the state of Texas, in the state of Mississippi, and I think it's a couple of more states that I don't know. I can't think of off the dome. But the governor of Texas, his name is Greg Abbott, and I don't know who the governor of Mississippi is, but they thought it would be a great idea with the variants in COVID growing, with us still losing 1,242 people a day, still with deaths to COVID. Infections are going down, hospital visits are going down, but people are still dying, and only less than 20% of the country is vaccinated. But in Texas, they say, you know what? Let's go ahead and turn up. They done opened up. They will be opening up Texas next Wednesday.
Crazy.
No mask, come through as you are, kick it, get in somebody's face, you know. And so I just started thinking about everything that's just going to be open again. Like everybody going to, all the clubs and all, people going to lose their mind.
And their life.
So I got to thinking, y'all. Kwee, Kathy, males. I got to thinking. And I don't know the answer to this, so y'all help me out. We know that, first responders and teachers and people who provide essential needs are getting vaccinated and have been vaccinated. But is that, and hear me when I say this, y'all, like think about this. I don't know the answer. Is the vaccine going to be available to the inner city, the urban communities? Is it going to be available? And if you live in Texas and Mississippi, is it going to be available in those cities, in those counties, on those blocks, in those neighborhoods by Wednesday when they plan on opening stuff back up?
No.
If the answer is no, then they're setting up, my opinion, a death sentence for everybody who thinks that it's okay and the virus is now controlled because we got a couple of people in the world vaccinated. So it's a death sentence, man. That's how I'm looking at this. Like the unfortunate who can't get the shot, they will get turned up and go out and get sicker than they ever have before. Y'all thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's not. President Biden just said by the end of this month, they'll have enough vaccine so everybody in America can get vaccinated. And with the Johnson & Johnson coming out with their vaccine, that's going to be in all Walgreens and everything else. It's going to be available, but that's not until the end of the month. So it's not now. It's at the end of the month. So they're not going to have it ready by the time Texas wants to open up. No way. It's not going to happen.
It's a death sentence. It's a death sentence.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like the rich people gonna get their shots, You know what I'm saying? The people with money and connections, they're going to get their shot. You got R. Kelly in jail, got both his shots. How? I don't know. But money talks.
It's cows.
Yeah, exactly. Money talks.
That's interesting. Wow.
It's
a molester.
Yeah. It's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare when people start getting back out there, being around each other, not wearing masks. Look, I hate to say this. My daughter's school, she said, well, we don't have to wear masks after March 10th. So I started thinking about Texas is a red state. Mississippi is a red state. Are we seeing all of the red states coming together? I know it's too early to say that now, but will we see the red states coming together to try to open up their states and just put more people at risk? You know,
my daughter's schools, they sent out a message immediately. They emailed us. Their thing is, okay, we understand that that's what Governor Abbott said, but we are highly recommending that you still send your children to school with their mask, and even they give them the shield to wear, and that's what they're requiring the teachers and the staff to still do. However, my kids go to school right in this room; they don't go up there. So,
right.
But Sequisa is saying that Sequisa is a nurse practitioner.
Yeah.
So she does home visits, and she's saying that vaccines are in back order. She can't get them for her patients, and most pharmacies she knows can't either.
Yeah, Queasy, but again, that's President Biden said by the end of the month, we should be fully, like, everybody should be good by the end of this month. Now I don't know about now, and I know it's tight now because I know they are a lot on back order, but by the end of this month, we've been assured that it should be okay. But again, that's still not going to give everybody time, because even if they have all the vaccines by the end of the month, they don't have vaccinators, so they don't have people to give the shots. So it's like, again, that's going to be problematic. But I don't care what the governor says. They couldn't even get they don't even have the water back on in Houston in some spots, and then we're supposed to trust them on a vaccine, on what he's saying about not getting vaccinated. No, I'm gonna wear my mask until I hear something from Dr. Fauci.
Well, we coming up on spring break, so I mean that's you got look, you have it's tax time. People are getting their tax returns. Okay, they're possibly, I don't know where they are with the stimulus. They passed the stimulus, so that's more money. Then in Texas, the vacation spots for spring break, you got Galveston, you got Corpus Christi, South Padre. So they're gonna open up, and everybody gonna come down here and get sick for spring break, and then we're gonna have to shut down again.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes no logical sense. I mean, we've come this far. I mean, we should just finish it out. I know everybody's anxious. Everybody wants to get out. Everybody wants to get done with this. I want to get done with this. I'm tired of wearing a mask. I'm tired of being anti-social. I remember when we used to all be in a studio together.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I want to see you guys again, too, like that, and let's get together and have some fun. But at the same time, we've made it so far, and we are so close to the finish line. Why now drop out of the race? Makes no sense to me.
38 million cases in the United States. 38 million. I don't even know what a death's at. I know it's over 500K.
Yeah, 500. Yeah.
That's crazy. And then get ready for this, Shawnee. Get ready for this action. I'm not even going to say right-wing Republicans. I'm just going to say people. They're going to show their ass when they start going to these businesses. And some of these businesses are going to say, you can't come in here without a mask. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, they're doing that now.
Yeah.
And then they're going to say, well, it's mandated that we don't have to wear a mask, and it's gonna be some fighting. It's gonna be some pushing. It's gonna be some niggas calling white. It's gonna be some nigga calling, and it's gonna be ridiculous.
I can't wait. Facebook about to blow up.
Yeah, no,
World star.
it's gonna be freaking ridiculous. I don't understand all these people in power. Getting back to when this thing first started, it's like they think this thing ain't real. I don't know what else has to happen for people. I mean, Fauci was like, "Hey, man, hold on, y'all. Don't do that yet. It's not a guarantee. X, Y, and Z." Fauci said that. I mean, Fauci been on the same page from day one.
See what happened was the former president politicized the whole issue. That's the problem. See, he didn't want to admit to the problem of the pandemic. He didn't want to take responsibility for the pandemic. So when he politicized the issue about wearing masks and he politicized the whole issue about the pandemic itself, that's what caused the divide. And that's what caused the chasm. Because if he would have came out and been like the current president, honest about the situation and truthful about what was going on, everybody would still be on the same page and not having a problem wearing a mask, not doing what we're supposed to be doing. We probably would have been over this by now. Like we would have been on a different path. But since the former president made it a political issue, it's going to be politics involved in it until the end now. And people are not going to believe. Yeah. And it's going to be mostly those on the right. You can say that because it's mostly those on the right that don't want to wear a mask, that don't believe in masks, and don't believe that the pandemic is real, don't believe that 500,000 people are dead, and don't believe all this stuff that's going on. Yeah, it's most people on the right. It's not people on the left that thinking like this, because most people on the left believe in science. It's the people on the right that don't really believe in science and what's going on, climate change and all the other stuff. So, I mean, that's just real. So, again, but this is going to be fun because I guarantee you I'm not going to not wear my mask until I hear from Dr. Fauci and Dr. Fauci says it's okay that we can go mask free. I could wait another 6 months. I could wait another whatever, how long it's going to take till we can go mask free. So again, what does Mel say? Australia is wide open and had a case in a month. Australia's always wide open.
but they handled it right. Them in Japan, they handled it right. Japan was like, come on, Mels, you remember, Shani? They had people on the street with that thermometer, back in the gap. And if you outside, they hitting you like this. You don't even know they hitting you. Oh, you 102? Take your ass home. Yeah. Get your ass home. And they did that and kept them streets bare. And they ain't had no case in I don't know how long. They laughing at us.
Well, see, it's a part of their culture, though. They wear masks just because of the pollution over there anyway. So it's normal for them in most, like Japan and stuff like that, China, to wear a mask. So they had no problem wearing a mask to begin with. It's us cocky Americans that refuse to wear a mask and think we're exceptional and that we better than everybody else and we shouldn't have to do this. Freedom! We want to be like Mel Gibson and Braveheart. So it's like, it's crazy. I don't get it. But
yeah, it's crazy.
We're still wearing masks. We're going to keep wearing ours.
Me too. It's Big Bink's Break Room Podcast right here on the Media Room 360. This is where we take your comments and we talk about stuff that's happening around the world. We talk about solutions. We talk about problems. We talk about things to help the culture move forward with you. Definitely your comments. Just go through the lineup. Big Bink's Break Room Podcast is on every Monday through Friday from 8 to 9. And then in the morning, you get up with Shani and Males in the morning, right? They come on at like 10:02 or 10:01 or 10:08 but they go at about 10-ish,
10-ish.
The kings and queens of some media.
And then you got Recipe for Conversation with our homegirl Antoinette. That's coming out of North Carolina. And her show, when her show come on?
Thursdays at 11.
Thursdays at 11. So while you watching CNN and chilling and, hop on and check Antoinette out because A, she fine, B, she can bake her butt off, and then C, she has some good conversation with some very interesting people. On Fridays at 9 o'clock, this is all Central Time too. Fridays at 9, we got that boy Killer and that boy Muck. These guys are having the black conversation, talking black, delivering black, executing black. They're giving statistics, facts, solutions, problems, hypothesis, like everything above black. You definitely got to check them out. It's like a 2021 version of the Black Poets meets James Baldwin. If I'm dating myself about my age, but
anything you got to deal with in the black culture, they got you.
Yeah, you definitely want to check that out. And various church shows on Sunday. Whatever God.
We got a new one.
Oh, we got a new one.
We got a new one that started Sunday. Woman to Woman Ministries from 10 to 10:30. Awesome. And we're supposed to get another one starting not this Sunday coming up, but the Sunday after that.
And that church is based out of Texas too? Dallas, Texas?
Yes.
Oh, nice. So y'all know somebody that want their church on TV, tell them to get at us at the Media Room 360. Hop in them DMs or the messengers on Facebook, Media Room 360. Let us know.
We got you, Quee. We got you.
Come on, Quee, get up here, Quee.
Start. Yeah, when you ready.
Join the family, Quee. We got you. Oh. Anybody out there, if you want to get a show or if you're interested in getting a show on Media Room 360, this is the lady you need to talk to, and that's the guy you need to talk to.
Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy they need to talk to.
Yeah, right there.
Bink and Males deal with programming. I ain't even gonna have time. But we could Quee's show could be Quee the NP. Yeah,
there you go.
Quee the NP.
So if you think you want to do it, you definitely do it. And you got to start somewhere. Don't be shy and be like, I don't know. You start. Get into it.
Ooh, speaking of getting into it, are you all and Quee and Males and Kathy, let me know. Everybody checking out the show on all our platforms. Have y'all heard about what's supposed to happen March 4th? I forgot today was the 2nd. So tomorrow's the 3rd. March 4th.
I think, well, I don't want to.
Steal my thunder. Go ahead.
No, I'm not. I'm thinking I might, but I'm gonna let you tell me, and I'll be like, yeah, okay, I heard that. But go ahead.
I don't know how to pronounce this correctly, but QAnon, is that how you pronounce it?
That's it, QAnon. Yep.
These QAnon fools say that March 4th, Donald Trump will be re-inaugurated as the president of the United States. Supposedly, they supposed to take their ass down to the Capitol again and get funky, and President Trump is supposed to retake office. Now, how they're executing, I don't have all of that, but the National Guard and them are at the Capitol now, setting up for this because all of the hotels are actually doubled their occupants, doubled their prices because they don't want people coming in there. You know what I'm saying? But these QAnon people and Action, will we compare them or say they're the same as group wise now, like the Proud Boys, just an organization?
No, QAnon is really a group of conspiracy theorists, and
okay.
And they don't. I mean, their ideology is just based upon crazy shit. But it's like, because I don't understand what happened to them to begin with. Because again, you could tell the phoniness in the ideology when the dates keep changing. Because their first date was the date of the January 6th. They were supposed to take over and do all their stuff January 6th.
They did do that. What you talking about?
No. I mean, they didn't get to the final solution. They
tried. I mean,
but I'm just saying. But that don't listen. If you believe in Jesus. And Jesus, you say Jesus is supposed to come on the 6th, and then some magician shows up. You don't get credit for that. You know what I'm saying? You don't get credit for that. You talking about, well, they tried. No, you don't get credit for trying, dude.
Do y'all remember that actually happened? Do y'all remember there were some people in Japan or China, and they went up on this mountain because they said Jesus was going to show up on this day. It was on the news and everything. It was about 5 of them went up there, and when it didn't happen, they were just like, Well, we just got the date wrong.
Yeah, come on, man.
Wrong.
That's what I'm saying. Like this whole conspiracy theory thing, when the dates start getting wrong, then you know it's a phony situation. This is, I mean, they keep changing the date. Well, you know, this happened and that happened, and no, listen. These QAnon people are just batshit crazy. I'm gonna say that.
So how is it supposed to happen? I'm trying to figure out their way of thinking. So they're gonna just show up, have their own inauguration, and he's supposed to walk back in the White House, or is it another house that he going to?
I'm not sure. I mean, I think they have their own. They might have their own setup. They might just go to the Capitol and protest. I'm not sure, but they were supposed to blow something up. They're supposed to blow something up, and it's I'm not sure how it's gonna work, you know, to the T. But these people are supposed to re-inaugurate the president, and I don't know what that means for Biden. And you know what I mean by that is I don't know if they keeping him on lockdown or
No.
what.
But what happens? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
I think it's just in their view, because I looked at the videos, Action and Shiny, and these people look like freaking school teachers, librarians, bank loan officers, you know, white women just up there. And March 4th, Donald Trump will be the president of the United States, and I can't wait. Make America great again.
Yeah, I mean, it's normal. It's normal people that believe in that.
Normal people, yeah.
And it was normal people that believed in Jim Jones that drink the Kool-Aid too. But it's like, so again, I think if you want to believe in conspiracy theories, nobody knows who Q is. Nobody knows who the leader is. This QAnon guy, this Q guy. They just take their marching orders from Q. I think Q is a Russian plant. I think because everything that they believe in is following like Russian propaganda. So again, they don't know who Q is because they've never met Q. They just get orders from Q and they get all this information from Q. But all the information that they get is all propaganda type stuff. It's stuff that that the Russians would put on you. So again, I mean, I pray for them. That's all you can do. When people are losing their mind and people are following the wrong kind of dogma, you have to just pray for them and try to hope they find their way out of the darkness. Because right now they are in darkness. Because that's what the FBI director was speaking on today. Because the FBI director testified on the Hill today for the first time since the January 6th situation. And he kind of like opened up a lot of stuff and put out a lot of truth out there. And again, they're living in their own truth right now. And they may believe that kind of nonsense. But again, all you can do is just pray for them and hopefully they'll find the light one day. And they think we're in the darkness, but it's not us that's in the darkness because most of us are living in reality. They're not living in reality right now.
So is this so, Kathy says they're talking about back in history when the president inauguration was on March 4th then it changed to January 20th. So could that be what they're talking about? Or
no, possibly, but like I say, on the 4th, it's supposed to go down. Whatever that means, I don't know. But they getting together and they gonna do something. So we just gotta be on heed for that. And I'm sure there's talk on the internet.
Of course,
when it's happening. So hopefully, Intel and FBI and Little Brothers Watching and People Computer Times, and all of them are keeping up on track with what's being said on social media via private chats, these back-end chat rooms about what they're going to do or whatever. So I hope somebody is posting in front of them.
Come on, Mels, you got to pray for them, Mels. You got to pray for them, Mels. You got to pray for them. Whether you believe because they lost people and you got to pray for them. I mean, that's what God would want you to do is pray for them because they lost. They were suckered. They were bamboozled. They were hoodwinked. They were running muck. And you got to be able to understand that. Because again, like Bink said, these are school teachers. These are bankers. These are police officers. These are firemen. These are your next door neighbors. that believe in this type of nonsense. And you have to just say, like, listen, man, and you can't be, I call them crazy, and I apologize about that, because it's like, I don't
Why do you apologize?
Because I don't want to dishearten those kind of people. Because if you believe what you believe, because again, if you think about it in a different kind of sense, if you atheist and you don't believe in God and you don't believe in there's a heaven or hell, if you think Christians are crazy, because Christians believe in God and believe in going to heaven and there's a hell. But if you're an atheist, you don't believe in any of that. So to atheists, Christians are crazy, like QAnon people. And so I would not want somebody looking at me because I believe in God and believe in a faith, like I'll treat me like I'm crazy because they're atheists and they don't believe in God. Nor do I want to treat some atheist crazy because he doesn't believe in God. That's not what I'm about. And so I apologize, call them crazy, but they are conspiracy theorists and they believe in that nonsense. And I can call it nonsense because that's true. It is nonsense. So again, but they need our help because they were talked into this nonsense and believe in this non-truth. Just like the people of Guyana that got tricked by Jim Jones. They believed in that truth. And they ended up dying. And you know what I'm saying? So again, we don't want that to happen. We don't need a mass situation like that because again, we have to remember it was 70-something million people, and there was like over 40,000 people down there at the Capitol that believe in that. And there's more QAnon people around the world. So there's millions of people that believe in that kind of craziness. And it's just like we have to help them out. We can't discard them because there's too many of them. We just have to help them see the light and find the real truth and not this crazy truth that they believe in.
I don't know what to say about it. I just, I'm going to stick to myself in my house. Take my kids to track practice.
Yeah.
Hey, my kids go to school here. I'll take them to track practice. We go to the track meets. That's it.
Yeah. And before we get ready to get out of here, though, let me switch to something real quick on Bink's break room because I got to tell you this, Bink. I saw it last night because after you said it, I had to watch it.
I'm telling you, man.
I had to watch it.
Watch what?
I got a story to tell.
That
Biggie story. I turned it on right away when you told me about that. I was like, I got to watch the Biggie story. It was good, man, and it was a little bit of enlightenment because I'm such a huge Biggie fan, but it was a little bit of enlightenment for me, even with knowing the whole thing. But you remember the biopic that they did of him with the movie with the guy that looked like Biggie and all that stuff?
Yeah.
It was kind of like that to me, but it was the real story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it was like it followed that whole storyline, but it was actually like the real Biggie and everything else. But and the most important thing for me out of that was it wasn't an overnight success for Biggie. People think like Biggie came out of nowhere. He was rhyming when he was a kid in school.
Yeah.
He was in a group when he was a kid in school. He was recording when he was a kid in school. So people think like, oh man, it was an overnight success. No, it wasn't. He started as a young age. He knew what he wanted to do. But then here's the important thing. Like people like us, you got to keep the faith. Because Biggie, when he was recording Ready to Die, he was still selling drugs. He went to North Carolina. He put that in one of his lines. I found out there was fives was going for 20 down south. That is one of his lies because he went down to North Carolina selling crack for 20 of rock because they were buying it for 20 of rock in Carolina. And he was on the cusp of making Ready to Die. So again, he was at that point where he was about to be famous, but the darkness was still there. You know what I'm saying? It's like he was still like trying to make it, living that hard life, selling drugs, being in the crime life. But at the same time, he was on the cusp of being so successful and he never gave up. And that's the story I get out of that. He never gave up and he was ready for when his time was time to shine. And that's all I want to say about that. But you got to watch it, Shawty. It is good. It is
Netflix,
good.
right?
Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. You see a lot of not to give anything specific away, but actually, I was I ain't gonna say surprised, but I was enlightened, I guess, by how much footage there was of him when he was like young. I mean, we all seen the one when he was on Fulton battling that dude, but it was other clips with him. He looked like a little kid, a little dopey kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, but he was rhyming back then too. So to your point, man, I mean, he was getting into it, as a youngster. And
I got something for y'all. You keep talking. I got something for you. I'm gonna show you something real quick.
All right, that's what it is.
Do you tape your kids doing stuff? Like I tape my kids doing a lot of stuff.
And you should continue
like that.
And you should continue. I don't do a good job of recording BJ, but I definitely should.
Yeah, because like with their track and stuff, I try to tape as much as I can because I'm like, all right, when y'all make it to USC and they do where did they come from? I'm gonna have all y'all stuff.
Oh, well, in that case, I got plenty of film on BJ.
Y'all ready?
Doing well on football and and basketball. But you know what, y'all? Oh, go ahead, Action, before we get.
I know we about to.
I'm saying he's like, you ready for my? Look at this. I keep them, dog. I got the library. I got
source magazines. Yeah.
I got cases. I got cases and crates of this, man. My wife always asks me, do you want to throw those away? I'm like, no, this is like history, dog. Because Biggie got found in the back. He got promoted right there. What is it? Unsigned hype. Dude was on there. I always read the unsigned hype to see who was on the unsigned hype, who was the next artist coming up. And this magazine right here always told that, man. I got all the source magazines, man. It's just, this was the culture. I mean, if you want to learn how to dress, if you want to learn what was going on, if you want to know about the music industry, all this came in the source. Look at that, Big Pun. I got a fresh copy of Big Pun, dog.
Yeah, that look good, man. Jesus Christ.
They're all good, man. I keep them in pristine, man.
That's probably what, 97, 96, 97? No. Yeah. About 96, 97.
Hold on, let me get the date for you real quick. Let me look on here.
With Big Pun. It got to be 97, 98.
It's source 128. And what issue was this? Oh, man, where's the date on here?
It should be on the front page.
No, I'm looking for
front page, but in table of contents.
I'm looking on the date on there. I can't see the date, but I can't see the light in here. I got you though, but it's issue 128. Anybody want to cop it? I got you.
That's awesome, man.
I got them all, man. I show when next time you come over to the crib, I'll show you my source collection, dude. I got cases and cases of the Source magazine, all in great condition too.
Yeah, they're gonna be worth some money. They worth money now.
Look at that. Mm-hmm.
This is 2000, May 2000.
This is 2001. This is 2001 right here. 2001 Source right here.
That pun is May of 2000 though.
May of 2000. Okay. I got you. I couldn't see the date because it's on. Oh yeah, y'all. May of 2000 right there on the bottom. Look at that, man. I tell you, love the Source magazine, man. It was my Bible to read. And when dude said that last night, he's like, I had Biggie in the unsigned hype, and then he had my ultimate picture, Biggie with the Raiders on. Man, I got that on my thing. You know what team I cut for, dude?
That's what it is. You better get that Raiders up in there, man. Open up. There it is. Tomorrow, 8:00, same flavor. Get down with us. Please share the app, y'all. Download the app. Tell about 10 people to download the app. Media Room 360. Media Room 360. Just type that in Google and download the app. Hey, I'm finna go watch this story about it come on tonight on ABC. It's on right now. I'm finna about the black I don't know what it is. Just turn to ABC right now. It's about being black in America and all that stuff. I'm finna go watch it right now. We'll see y'all tomorrow, 8:00. Media Room 360, Big Bink's Break Room Podcast.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, what you doing? I be in the break room. I be in the break room. Bet I'm in the break room. What you doing? Hey, what we doing? I be in the break room. I be in the break room.